do a quick video today about composition size traveler's notebooks. There is a lot of buzz about this size right now because a lot of really popular bullet journal makers are now making what's called B5. And B5 is composition size. There is a little bit of fluctuation in the sizing, which I'll talk about here in a minute, but I did want to kind of go over a little bit of the pros and cons of composition or B5 size, along with a few of my favorite inserts and how I actually use the size. So I've been a longtime fan of composition size. Some of you guys may not know that our shop actually was kind of started because of my love for composition size. At the time, there wasn't any makers that were doing anything with composition size. I was using actually the old school black and white composition size notebooks that you can get at like Meijer or Walmart, and I loved them. However, I wasn't finding any covers for them. So I went to Brett and I was like, can you make me a cover for this? And he did, but I wanted 4 bands. And at the time I had a pretty decent sized lifestyle vlog and blog way back in those days. So I showed it off on that, was talking about like how I stay productive while working a full-time job and all of this. And that's kind of how the shop was born. Out of my love for composition size, I thought I would share a little bit of nostalgia here this afternoon. Now, composition size is fabulous. I love it. It's one of my favorite sizes, and this is a size that I have not broken up with in my planner journey. One of very few. So I use composition size as memory keeping. I like the space that's available in memory, or I like the space that's available in composition size. I like the page size. Most composition or B5 are 7 by 10. There is a little bit of fluctuation by like a ½ inch either way that allows you to use other brands' inserts, because if there's one thing in my notebook journey, it's that there are so many different sizes, and that's definitely the hardest part. However, having a larger size paper when I'm memory keeping or doing art journaling is fabulous because I have the space to really get creative. Now, it is a larger size. I mean, we're talking 7 by 10 inches. That's almost a full sheet of paper. So you put 4 inserts in this bad boy, and it can get a little chunky. It can get a little heavy. If you're looking for something that you carry with you every single day in your purse, unless you carry a big purse or have one of our large totes, this size might be a little too heavy or too big for that. Now, if you're looking for one that you can just keep at home or take with you occasionally to places, composition may be awesome if you need a bigger size. If you have larger handwriting, composition may be another good choice. If you have space, if you need project planning, I don't know about you guys, but when I project plan, I need space to really kind of focus in on that. So project planning is another one. Art journaling, scrapbooking, just note taking are some of the ideas that I use composition size for. So looking at composition size, I thought I would share a couple of my favorite inserts and then do a little bit of a size comparison. So I love the Moleskine extra larges. I get these at Costco or Sam's Club. I can get them in a pack, and mine are lined. I like the paper's fine for me. If you use fountain pens, the paper's not the best in my opinion, but personal preference. And I find that they do the job. If you are looking for something just for art journaling and don't really care about the paper quality, you guys, you can go to the dollar store and get the composition size notebooks, and they're fabulous. They're perfect for whatever you need, if you don't mind lines. So keep that in mind, that composition size notebooks, in my opinion, are the most budget friendly notebooks. Now, if you're looking for something for like bullet journaling or planning, Passion Planner medium size fits perfect in composition. There you can kind of see, I'm not going to put it in the bands, but this is just one. So we have a little space on the side, so if you wanted to add more notebooks, you totally got the space. But if you don't, you have a nice kind of slimmer cover. That's the cool thing about traveler's notebooks, is you can pretty much make them to what you want and kind of how you need them to work for you. So this one just has a couple pockets on the side. But Passion Planner, this one is my 2020. I got this mainly for sizing. Passion Planner is great. I actually use the small, and I just don't need this much time slot, so I was using it as a to-do list. Anyways, this isn't a Passion Planner video. But I talk about Passion Planners all day. The other option you have is to make your own inserts. Now this is an A5. The downside with making your own composition size inserts is you do have to specifically look for paper that if you fold in half will fit that size. But it can be done, you can find it. Amazon is a great resource for this kind of stuff, and you can make your own inserts. We also have Archer and Olive is making B5 inserts now. Moleskine XL, which I talked about, which I love. The medium passion planners. You have the campus notebooks that you can get from Jet Pens that are great. They have undated calendars. They're fabulous. Leuchtturm makes a B5 notebook. If you really truly want to try composition size and you want to make it your planner, I suggest looking on Google or Amazon for B5 notebooks. I find that searching B5 versus composition, you get a little bit more kind of specialty notebooks. That's kind of my suggestions on the actual inserts. They can be anywhere from $1 or less, depending on back to school time, anywhere up to whatever you would like to spend. If you do watercolor, you can get the big watercolor pads from like Michael's or Joann's, and you can fold those pages in half. And this would be an amazing watercolor journal for on the go. So again, anything you can think of, you can make it work. So the size difference between some of the inserts, I have a composition size here and I have an A5. This is an A5, this is composition. You'll see a definite kind of size difference here. A5 is shorter and less wide than what composition is. A5 is what I use for my daily planning. I actually use half sheet because I use a 6-ring binder, and I love it. But for art journaling and project planning, like I said, I like more space, so I love the extra couple inches that I get here from actual composition size. Now, as far as the actual cover size, from a B6, I have B6, I have and an A5 over here that I thought I would show you guys. This is an A5 cover compared to a composition. Again, a little bit taller, a little bit less wide. And this is a B6 cover compared to all three. So you can see B6 is probably about like half the size, maybe, give or take a little bit. So great for on-the-go planning, great for on-the-go planning, a little bit harder for on-the-go planning. Best for people with smaller handwriting or medium handwriting. Larger handwriting, you can get away with an A5. Composition, if you have larger handwriting, it's going to be like heaven for you. So just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of the size difference between the three. We do sell composition inserts in our shop, and sometimes we have them in the quick ship section, but I'll be honest, not all the time. When we do list them, they do tend to go pretty fast, which should tell me as a business owner that I should probably make more of them for the quick ship section, but alas, time. So in our Build a TN section, you can go up there, you can pick your cover, you can pick your base leather, which this would be a Willis. You can pick your base leather, you can pick your pocket options, you can pick your stitching, your elastic. You can really get creative. You can do kind of these front pockets that have this natural edge here. You could do spines, secretarial pockets. You could do front pockets that are like this. This is the jade leather, which is so pretty. It's so overlooked, I think, because the colors in the shop just don't really capture it. But man, is it pretty in person. It has a gorgeous gloss on it. So many options in the Build a TN section. You really can get creative. You can do the pen pockets, you can do pen loops. We really built that section out for folks who really wanted to look for something specific. Now, in the made to order section, that section, I laugh because I get asked why we have two. I see the Build a TN section is for like the creative brain, and the made to order section is more for the analytical brain. So in the made to order section, there are so many pictures that show different setups and different color combos and ideas, and those are more like, okay, this is the style you want. Now, when you add the size to your cart, a pop-up window is going to come up, and then you're going to be able to pick all your leathers. So both sections have a purpose. Again, if you just want something where you can kind of get more of an idea and you're not as much of a visual person, check out our made to order section. But if you are like, you want to get crazy and have a lot of fun and get really creative, check out our Build a TN section, and composition is available in those. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn a little bit more about composition size. I would love to know if you use composition size, if you love composition size, or if you want to try composition size. That's really a great size. I think it gets a lot of flack for being so big, but you know what? Sometimes fluffy is good. So you guys have a great day.